Can clubs function online? Are they still relevant when we are all at home? Clubs personalize formation. Each aspect of formation, namely human and spiritual development, community engagement, and transformative leadership, are palpably experienced by individuals in a club. The students are able to appreciate and learn more about their interests through webinars, individualized coaching, and mentoring. And we will show you later, they will be able to develop their God-given talents even at home. Through sharing and prayer, the values central to the club are assimilated and lived. Furthermore, they are challenged to continue to look for opportunities to serve others within the boundaries of safety, knowing that whatever project the club pursues inspires others as well as transforms their hearts. I am very happy that some of these students would like to share their experiences when they join student activities, affirming its importance in their growth, whether online or face-to-face. And the question, how can clubs, especially the performing arts and team sports, function online? In this video, the performing arts will show you it is possible. Stay tuned po. So if I'm going to ask you, and if you're going to invite students to join the clubs, what would you say to them so that they'll be able to be convinced that indeed to join the clubs even online is possible and beneficial?
I think that clubs ultimately become like really good avenues for us to share and practice our talents. So definitely that's how I feel and that's how I felt before. So it becomes a way for us to share and practice our talents. And even now in like the context of me being part of Pulso, leadership is very much something that I want to practice, and it's something that I very much am interested in. And I think that in a way, the club becomes the primary avenue for me to be formed, like outside of the classroom, but still within the context.
What talent was developed when you were part of the debate team?
I think like debate really gives a lot of different ways. So it's not just like the rhetoric or the way you speak things, but it's actually more on the way you listen and then the way you think and process information. So in that way, it's through that process where I got to even like apply it in schoolwork, like papers or just essays that we have to make. It makes it more concise. It makes it better.
Was it enjoyable by joining, even with all the nervousness, all the sweat? Kasi you have to get out of your shell.
It built my confidence talaga. One thing kasi about joining activities is that you'll develop and you'll appreciate yourself even more. When I tried involving myself to any activities na nasa school, I've learned now, wow, I can do this pala. I didn't know na kaya ko pala ito na bagay. So I was able to discover my strengths and my weaknesses as well. And I have really turned my weaknesses into my strength. Kasi madaming tasks din sa school. Kung may something ka na sasalihan, dapat mabalance mo yon kasi you've committed to both things, your ACADS and the non-ACADS. So dapat you really try to bring those two up to the highest level kasi doon ka nag-commit. Then, ano yung schedule mo, sundin mo talaga. I'm really that type of person kasi na who writes something sa sticky notes na, okay, itong gawin ko for today and then for 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, ganito gagawin ko. And then susundin ko talaga siya.
Ay, ang galing, sticky notes ang ginagawa mo. Kaya, how about you, Bobby?
I'd like to add to Andrew in talent development because I am a member of the Ateneo Voices and we're really constantly pushed to discover things na di mo alam na kaya mo talaga yun. Kasi we always have practices, rehearsals at least twice a week. So I think it really allows us to see an aspect of ourselves na we didn't know na kaya pala gawin. Other than that, I think that joining clubs kasi it really helps you apply what you learn in class. For my case, we have lessons in music theory and contemporary arts, and I think that's really helpful for me being in Ateneo Voices because you get to know the basics in reading notes and that kind of stuff, which really helps you in the activities you do in your club.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point kasi at least in our school, in senior high school, we're not just about developing the talent. You know why you're singing. The why is important, and the skills that are needed for you to be able to sing well. Plus, you learn how to sing with others. Na it's not just a performance na ikaw lang, di ba? When you sing with a choir, you are conscious of the other. That there are other people with you. That's a very good point, Bobby, friends of the clubs, that you get to learn more than what is being offered in the classroom.
And yun nga, yeah, the thing you said, Pats, about like knowing why we do things instead of just doing things. I think that's another unique brand, especially in the Ateneo. It's not like we're only leading events for the sake of it, diba? We're actually leading events because we want people to appreciate things or to realize things from those events. And I think that's very important. And I think even in the context of online learning, it's still very applicable because there are still a lot of things that we can get across when it comes online. And ultimately, I think clubs are a net benefit for all of us, especially for formation.
Nakatulong ba nung lumayo ako? Di ba yun naman ang iyong ginusto?
Simula pa noon, kahit hanggang ngayon, lahat ng daan ay pabalik sa'yo.
Balang araw ay makikita mo, di kailangan lumayo. Kung paglisan lang ang paraan,
Patawad kahit nasaan ka man. Nariyan pa ba ang pinangarap ko na aking tinalikuran para mapupo?
bakit ganon? Kahit saan lumingon, lahat ng daan ay pabalik sa'yo.
Balang araw ay makikita mong di kailangan lumayo. Kung paglisan lang ang paraan, patawad
Paalam, kahit nasaan ka man.
sarili mo na wala naman ako.
Masisisi mo pa ba kung ako'y susuko na?
Hindi mo man mapakinggan ang aking mga dahilan. Maitatanggi mo bang mahal na mahal kita? Sa aking paglayag, tiyak ika'y masasaktan. Hangad ko'y maintindihan, di maintindihan. Nasa tamang panahon, hindi naiiwan. Kung iyong pagbibigyan muli,
Di kayang pagbigyan muli.
kahit anong gawin, di na mababalik ang dati.
Paalam, salamat. Salamat sa lahat.
Palang araw ay makikita mo, di na sana lumayo.
Kung paglisan lang ang dahilan sa ating hangganan, ikaw pa rin sana.
Joining clubs is more than the incentives you'll get in
Yeah.
joining those. You'll know yourself more and you'll be able to assess where you're good at and improve where you lack in. It's like more on developing yourself to be the best version of yourself, because that is something like we aim to do and we aim to be. I'm a bit shy and I do not talk too much. But now that I'm in grade 12, it developed my social skills, my ability to talk with people whom I'm not close with.
Gina, anak, ikaw, you're very, very active. I see you a lot of times eh.
Through those experiences, ma-hone talaga ang skills namin and our initiatives and our instincts on how to act accordingly and how to act in an instant. And during the online learning, I think the clubs would serve as something that could balance out academics.
Yeah.
Kasi during online learning, it's always going to be ACADS and then whatever you do in your house. So it will be bland. With the club, at least you can have something like injected to your hobbies na lang para, it will be more fun naman din.
For me, it's really just an entirely positive experience. You also learn to work with others more so, especially from my own experiences in the student government. You learn to work with others, you'll get a bit more insight onto your own strengths and weaknesses, and you'll be able to develop yourself towards a vision of yourself that you want. During my years in the student government, I'm not really that much of a social or assertive person. So the student government has been like a means to force myself to become a bit more involved with other people. Because naturally, I guess I'm a bit introverted or a bit anxious around people. Personally affected my life. And obviously, you'll get the opportunity to do good towards the people in your own club and organization.
If I would ask you about memories, concrete memories, what would be a memory that you would bring even outside of senior high school?
When I volunteered for the opening of the DAX. Yeah, I enjoyed it so much. I just don't know. There's nothing special about it because I just volunteered. Because of that, I've known a lot of people there, and then there are some people who I became close with.
During September, the opening and culmination ng Science and Technology Month, it was one of the events we managed. It was actually one of the first successful ones that we pulled off because during the previous months, we actually had a lot of blunders. Sa September, na namin siya na perfect.
You mentioned about blunders. What were those blunders?
Those blunders specifically were slow yung ibang mga students sa pag-travel from their classroom to the gym. So that really caused a lot of traffic. Because of the traffic, the settling down took so much time, and eventually that led to the event starting a lot late.
You were able to learn from your blunders.
I think okay po siya at first because it's really part of the process to commit mistake here and there, because that's really one of the ways to learn how to improve yourself and how to really hone your skills. Pero if you keep on committing the same mistake over and over again, maybe there's something wrong in how one addresses it, or maybe that skill really isn't just for you. I guess the mistakes can come at first, but if it really becomes frequent, then maybe it's time to reevaluate.
Yeah, the good thing about being in a school is that you can commit mistakes, diba? In school, mistakes are fine. I think what is important is to learn how to deal with mistakes and failures because they're part of life.
At night before we slept, we played like tumbang preso and all that with my fellow club members, so that's the fun element. And then we had like 2 hours of sleep because we still had to prepare for the fun run. So by around 10 o'clock, all of us were just in the office munching on banana bread or something, drained the far look in our eyes, and we're sleeping on the couches and everything. And then I guess that experience just encompasses a lot of what is involved in what I know to be student government. After all of the fun parts, after all of the draining parts, after you had to think about so many details, make sure everything runs smoothly, even by then, it's not over yet. Whatever the draining parts or whatever the tiring parts or the difficult parts are, overall, it's just me, it's a fulfilling and wonderful experience. Yes, and that was pretty rare. So I guess that's one of the things I remember.
Yeah, how could you all sleep? I was there. You were talking to each other like, hey guys, you're supposed to sleep, but you were not sleeping. You were not.
Being part of a club somehow makes me feel relaxed. It allows me to actually meet new people, be friends with other people, especially sa student government where I could help other people. I can do something beyond academics. In school, you learn so much more than just the subjects and it's more on how you interact with people, and that's what I really like about joining clubs.
I was very much impressed because you can organize yourself that maybe we can do this as one community. Were you able to gain more friends when you have been part of student activities?
You know, kasi the most important thing I think of student organizations and clubs is the individual relationship you create with those you interact, the inspiration you give to them. When we got into grade 11, nagulat kami, ang laki pala ng community. And so yun, we made a lot of connections from different people, different backgrounds, different provinces, and ayun, well, we got to work with them, we got to meet new people. Actually, more than friendship nga kay Lynn, kay Jonathan, and even on my part. So it was a very fun experience, making personal connections with people, and not just relations on a large scale, but on a micro scale with each individual.
It gave me the opportunity po to talk to different people po, to engage with them. Kasi po sa productions po kasi it's all about teamwork eh. Lalo-lalo na po kapag mga big events na po ng school, grabe po talaga yung stress. Pero yung teamwork, grabe din po talaga yung teamwork.
3,000 students marawat ako. Mas stress gid ka.
Pero with the help po of the other members po talaga ng productions, grabe na pull off din po namin. Grabe naging successful din po yung mga events.
Yeah! What a piece of dilemma! Chiribang, chiribang. The money, surprise. Chiribang, come on, tell you why.
Please on the track.
Chiribang, from here and far, request me banana. Me a the girl them banana farmer. The whole of them a request me banana. They like come on and no one go home. Every time, 2 times, them want more. They like come on and no one go home. Every 3 times, sometimes them want 4. They like come on and no one go home. Me have a love seen a girl she named Cassandra. She tell me say she comes straight from Colombia. So I make her recommend her my banana. Your mama say that's the manana. So me do it, so me do it, so me do it, so me do it. And girl I tell me say me banana sweet. Them say the length and size make them wait. You know say now so me do it, so me do it, so me do it, so me do it. And girl I tell me say me banana sweet. Them say the length and size make them wait.
With it, group drop.
Like come on and no one go home. Yeah. From near and far and request me banana. Me a the girl them banana farmer. The whole of them a request me banana. Daylight come and them no want go home. Every one time, two time, them want more. Daylight come and them no want go home. Every three times, sometime them want four. Daylight come and them no want go home. Say that some me do it, I some me do it, some me do it, some me do it. And girl a tell me some me banana sweet. Them say they let it flash like me them way.
With it, group drop.
Like come and them no want go home. Yeah. Like come and them no want go home.
Thank you very much, Magis Philippines, Ateneo Voices, and Liam for sharing your experiences and your talents. And to all of you, I do hope that you will join any club of your choice. The programs adapted for online learning are already in place for clubs. Your moderators are ready. So I guarantee that being part of a club will be memorable. And show some love po by subscribing. Thank you for watching. This is Father J-Boy on the line. I'll see you next time.